Good morning, ladies and germs. That's what my teachers used to say in elementary school, and I remembered that. We got Matt with Rejig. If you haven't checked him out, go type in Rejig on your phone or on the computer. You'll take a look at what they have to offer here, and it's a pretty amazing, in-depth software that you can use to grow on social media and just to show up consistently. Matt, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me, Tristan. I'm super excited to do our first webinar together.
Quick question though. I don't know that I know the answer to this one. Um, well, first, everyone, let me know what city, what state, what country you're from. I know we're all over the US and Canada, and we've got a few of you in Europe. So, welcome. Let me know what city and state. Matt, where did the idea come from? I don't know that I ever asked you that question before.
So we have a bunch of small business owners in our family, and my co-founder and I, Purab, had this realization that regardless of what type of small business you're running, whether it's an HVAC contractor, a nail salon, a dentist, like a lot of these companies really struggle with marketing themselves digitally. And pretty early on, really realized that if you kind of play out what's happening with AI advancements,
Yep.
there's a lot of opportunity for what they call agentic AI.
Yes.
But really, like, we don't talk about agentic AI that much with our clients. It's more like, how can we help you achieve the outcomes that you want by putting technology to use for you? Yeah, and that was the idea. We got a lot of traction with real estate agents.
You make it easy so we don't have to talk about the difficult stuff. So that's why. Larry, welcome from Portland. Kate, Philadelphia. Timoteo from Portugal. What's up, buddy? Wendy, Washington. All right. Let's get going, man. Where do you want to start with this?
Well, first I want to say hi to Kate in Philadelphia. I don't know her personally, but this whole thing started. Our first real estate agent that we signed up was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's cool. Who was it? Just so I know, who was the first agent?
Molly Griffin, a real estate agent in the Keller Williams Langhorne office, which is in a suburb of Philadelphia. Maybe Kate knows it. It's actually Levittown, Pennsylvania, or as my sister refers to it jokingly, Leave It Town.
Leave It Town. That's funny.
Yeah. So I thought where we would get started is I really like your kind of framing, Tristan, about always kind of lead with value. And if we tie back to why people are here today and just kind of what we were talking about a moment ago, we want to help our agents kind of work smarter and not necessarily harder. And so where I thought I would do, just to kind of help frame things, because everything that I am going to show folks today is designed to help you market yourself more effectively online with as little effort as possible. But to kind of put some framing around why we think this is important, I thought I would just jump into a couple of quick slides. So I'll go really quickly through this, but oftentimes I spend all day, every day talking to agents, and we hear them using tools like ChatGPT or Gemini or Aragon or HeyGen or 11 Labs. We have our tool in there as well. But essentially, like, the thought process is you can go out and put a lot of these tools to work for you to help you show up well online. But I am going to kind of quickly show you how you can kind of shortcut some of that by automating some of what we're talking about. But really kind of to put, I guess, a why around this. What we have done, looking at kind of the National Association of Realtors stats from last year, we realized that more than $44 billion worth of transactions were driven from social media leads.
That's crazy, man.
I know. And I think intuitively, we kind of all know this. Like, we all spend so much time online. And like, I think our job and what we're going to show you today is, like, again, this is kind of intuitive, I think, to the audience. But if you look at this research from the Pew Internet Research Survey, essentially, like, we're all spending the majority of our waking hours non-working, like online, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, etc. So we always try and, like, just to kind of lead with value, we try and frame all of this with, hey, this is where your audience is spending time.
You
And
know,
so we have a lot of sorry, go ahead.
Matt, I want to pause you right there. Two things. One, Kate does know the person you were referring to. That's kind of cool, right? So thanks, Kate. Number two is this slide and the previous slide for everyone listening in. You could totally use this for a listing presentation or in your listing presentation as you're showing them what you do, because those numbers are important to show to the seller as to why you're going to be marketing online or on social. They may not necessarily put two and two together. They have an intuition, but when you show them numbers, it really clarifies it for them.
Yeah, and I think like our job for all of the folks on this call today is to make it really easy for you to reach this audience without you having to become, if you want to become a social media influencer, great. But like, if you want to be a really high performing real estate agent and just put a really high quality product out there to kind of help you serve your database and drive new clients, like that's our job. And then the last thing I promised, the last slide before we switch over to the fun stuff, which again, I think just to get a little bit technical here, I know Tristan, you are all over this kind of like SEO and AEO and GEO. For the agents on the call, really what this slide is saying is Google is increasingly, and to a lesser extent ChatGPT, but 90% of people in the world probably start their searches on Google.
Yep.
What this slide is saying, Google is increasingly looking at what you as an agent are posting on social media to try and determine how it showcases your business. So Kate, if we put in real estate agent Bucks County, I happen to know that there are, I think, 9,000 agents in the greater Philly area. One of the ways that Google is going to determine what agent to showcase is based on what you're publishing online. And so this very colorful slide is just basically laying out the 4 signals that Google is looking for when you're posting content online. So expertise, experience, authoritativeness, trustworthiness. So if you're posting a testimonial, somebody said a great thing about a transaction they did with you recently, and you're posting that on your Facebook business page or your YouTube page, like that's a signal of trustworthiness that Google is going to use the next time that somebody searches for real estate agents in Bucks County.
Dude,
authoritativeness. Sorry, go ahead.
I already thought about it so you know how I've been using the teleprompter a lot more for the videos?
Yep.
So taking this and putting my transcript that I have that I'm going to read and saying, hey, ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, make sure that I'm hitting these 4 so that I can show up better and rewrite the script.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, if anybody wants these slides, like just, drop a note.
Yeah, how do we get them, man? Because I already want 3 of these slides. I had to take a picture of this one right now.
You can email me. You can email me here at matt@rejig.ai, or just drop a note in the chat and I'll make sure that we get these slides out to people at the end.
There, just put in the email. Everyone just grab it, email him. Actually, email him right now so that you don't forget. So email him right now. I'll give you a moment. Grab that and ask him for the slides, because the first 2 slides, this one, and then the one that follows, you can use for your listing presentation. And then the other one with Google, that's just so you have a very good visual of how you should show up. I love this one.
What we're going to do now is we're going to switch over to talking about what this looks like in practice, how you demonstrate your authoritativeness, how you demonstrate your experience. So let me share my screen now.
All right. That'll be fun.
It will be fun. So let's do this.
Got you. Perfect.
Okay. So can you see my screen now, Tristan?
I can. I see. Let me remove us. I just want to see your screen. The inside story.
Yes. Okay. So what we're looking at now, just to kind of help orient people, we are looking at the dashboard of rejig.ai. And essentially what it's done is it is gone out and found a bunch of content that's going to help me show up as a very professional, kind of knowledgeable real estate agent in the San Francisco area. So this is a big story that was published here last week, which is the Pro Bowl. First of all, I did not know that the NFL Pro Bowl was now flag football, but the NFL Pro Bowl is going to be played during Super Bowl week in San Francisco, because the Super Bowl is in San Francisco this year. Technically, it's about 40 miles south of here, but the Pro Bowl is coming to San Francisco, and this is a story that's going to drive, more than 1 million people through downtown San Francisco. And so what happened is the AI went out and found this story for me as a real estate agent about a piece of local news. Because if you remember this whole idea of like authoritativeness, we're trying to help our agents show up very well about what's happening in their local community. Okay. So the AI went out and found this story. It wrote up a pretty detailed summary. And just so everybody knows what happened, the AI found this story on CBS News. So this is a local news story here in San Francisco. The NFL moves the Pro Bowl to San Francisco. It found that story, created a blog post created a social media post for us. You can see here it's got some brokerage branding. This is a fictional agent named JJ Langford. All of this would be branded in our partners look and feel, or our agents look and feel rather. It wrote up a summary. Now, the only thing the agent needs to do is decide, does this get published immediately? In which case the AI would be connected to their Facebook, their Instagram, their Google Business, their LinkedIn. There's also a built-in scheduling functionality where they could, because the AI is going to curate dozens of stories for our agents automatically. That's going to be personalized and customized to them. So they can schedule things out. But here's where I really wanted to kind of show the magic just up front, especially around AI, video, personalizing all of these stories. So this story and any story in Rejig, you can drop a URL or a topic into Rejig, and not only will it take it will take this story about the Pro Bowl, it'll turn it into a video story automatically. And that story can be narrated by the agent's own voice. It can be narrated by an agent's avatar. So all we would have to do is hit generate videos, and then this will go turn this story into a video. And I'm going to actually show you what that looks like. So let me go over to my avatar.
So as you're doing this really quick, before we started this, I looked up, because I'm always looking up data for social. And I looked up the latest data for how many specifically Americans, I don't know the rest of the world, but I'm sure it's high, get their news from social media. And because I know what we were going to talk about. And now it's up to 53% of Americans get their news often from social. And here are the places. Facebook is number 1. YouTube is number 2. Instagram is number 3. And TikTok is pretty much tied with Instagram for number 3. So slightly number 4. To me, that blows my mind, but it also makes what you're doing more important.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you an example here of one that I did about a week ago. So I think this happened down in Los Angeles where you are as well, but there was a local news story that we'll talk about in a minute that my Rejig account created. I turned it into a video like I'm about to show you here, or the AI turned it into a video with my AI avatar, and that got close to 12,000 views. So what the AI did, by the way, is it came, and here's the story about the Pro Bowl coming to San Francisco. So now my AI assistant, so my Rejig assistant, which anybody on this call will have if they end up working with us, it's going to turn stories into posts with their AI avatar on it.
Okay.
Ooh, so are you able to hear that?
I am not.
Let's see. Let me just make sure I am.
If you want to unshare and share back, it might give you the option really quick.
Yeah, so let me do this.
There you go. You know what? While you're doing that, let me grab that research that I was reading off of for people. That way they have it as well. If you're watching the chat, just grab that link, everyone. That's where I have that research so you can see how many Americans are actually getting their news from where, which is kind of nuts to me. It's crazy. This is what we talk about all the time on social. It's like a lot of news. All right.
Let's
There
see
we
if
go.
we can hear it this time.
The NFL just surprised fans nationwide by moving the 2026 Pro Bowl indoors to San Francisco's Moscone E Center, kicking off Super Bowl week with NFL caliber flag football.
Were you able to hear it that time?
I heard Mascon. I heard Mascon, which is beautiful because you'll have somebody complain.
Exactly. So now I think what's interesting here, just since we're in here looking at some of these videos, like you'll see here, I am basically turning all of the stories that Rejig has curated for me into stories that are being narrated by my AI avatar.
But just to be clear, that's not you actually doing the video. That's your AI with AI voice, right?
Correct. And we're going to go back and look at a slide here in a second that's going to kind of give a quick overview of what we're doing, just so people understand. Because what happened is the AI did the deep research on this topic. In this case, it's a story about a Diplo event that was here in Golden Gate Park 2 weeks ago. Okay. It did the research. It wrote the script. It pulled in the B-roll. It created this video, and then it had this video narrated by my AI avatar.
Francisco, lace up and turn up. Diplo's Run Club is back in the Bay Area and bigger than ever. The ultimate reimagined 5K experience hits Golden Gate Park this Saturday, October 11th.
So basically, like, this whole story was created by my AI avatar, narrated by me, and then like this story ended up getting, like I mentioned, close to 12,000 views, 13 likes. It drove a bunch of subscribers for us. So I think like when we kind of frame this back to, just why we think this is relevant for our clients, we are basically trying to make it as easy as possible for, let's see here. So let's see. Can people still see my screen?
Now they can.
So what Rejig did in that scenario, just so people understand, the AI went out and did deep research on that story about Diplo's fun run.
Got it.
It did the research and wrote the script. It found all the B-rolls. It narrated that script either in the agent's voice, I actually had it clone my own voice, and then it created all of the subtitles, created the video, and uploaded that into YouTube all in a matter of minutes.
Question about this process. On process number 2, find and select relevant images and B-roll. Does it find those or does it create them from scratch?
It finds them. So we're connected to things like you can see here, like Storyblocks and Pexels and Pixabay. Automatically we'll go in and pull all of the B-roll for you.
Got it. All right. And then narrating the script with my voice, how long does it take to set that up?
So basically we need to record, if you come back, let me go over here. It takes, basically we'll need like a 30-second voice recording, and then we can turn that around in a day.
No way.
Yeah, it's super fast.
Do you guys
with the video?
What tech do you guys connected to do that? Is it 11 Labs or something completely different?
So the voice audio stuff we do ourselves. The HeyGen, the video component, we do work with HeyGen a little bit on the back end.
That's awesome.
Most of the tech is built on our own.
I love this. You've pieced it all together for us to show up consistently. I think that's the key. Consistently with the right trending topics. And I think that's what we miss sometimes because, Matt, if I'm going to go back to you really quick.
Yep.
One of the things I've noticed, so I was speaking to CAR leadership 2 days ago, right? Yep. And they're asking, well, how do we remain relevant? How do we continue to grow? How do we connect with everybody? The answer to that, and sometimes this is the part we miss, and this is why I love your company. The answer to that is it's not what we think is trending. It's what the audience we're trying to connect with loves at the moment or is interested in. And that's why with you, like, we remove that mystery and you just allow us to show up consistently. That's why we're in the middle of fixing my AI video and voice so that I can show up locally talking about news so I can connect. And at the end, we all just want to make connections so that we can make relationships and we can get business. That's really the key.
100%. And I think like what I'm going to do here in a second is we're going to go back and look at a couple of other examples of what Rejig is capable of doing for folks. Really, for the people on the call, what I want them to understand is essentially what we have built for you is an AI-powered marketing assistant. So it is going to go out and find information that's relevant for your business. It's going to put your brand on that information. It's going to turn it into videos, social media posts, print flyers, whatever you want to help you kind of show up well with your audience. And so let me just get back to sharing my screen here, and I'll show you a couple of other examples of things.
Perfect.
That are relevant.
As you're doing that, I'm thinking for me, once this is set up, I'm going to be targeting well, we're in LA. I want to target more of LA, right?
Yep.
It's so big that I don't think the AI will ever have a challenge on finding something that's relevant daily, man. So
no, and like I'll show you a couple of examples. So like obviously Halloween is tomorrow. And so like, just again, this AI assistant that I'm showing everybody is curating content for a real estate agent in San Francisco. So this story that we're looking at here is a story about a piece of local news and like all the Halloween events happening around San Francisco this weekend. And so you can see in this instance, the AI went out and found this story about all of the things happening in and around San Francisco this weekend. This story was published 2 days ago. And so the AI went out and found that story. It pulled in a really nice looking image from the story, put the agent's branding on it, wrote up a really nice kind of caption already for the agent. So get ready for a spooktacular night at the Castro Night Market this Halloween as the final event of 2025. So one of the questions that agents ask sometimes are, do we have to worry about the AI making stuff up? What Rejig is doing is it's basically curating information specifically for you and your area of focus, finding all of the local events, all of the local news. It's summarizing the content of the article that it found. In this case, it found it on Secret San Francisco. It's linking off to that source material. It's adding hashtags. The one thing I wanted to show you, just because it sounds like you have people calling in from all over the world for this call.
Yeah.
Everything that your Rejig AI assistant curates for you, for anybody on this call, you have the ability to come over here and you can say, I am heading to the Castro, this weekend. My point is you can come in here and edit anything that the AI wrote up for you, but maybe more exciting, you can also translate into Spanish. Basically, you can prompt everything that was curated for you so that if you have an audience that you're trying to reach that, speaks a different language, or you can come in here and you can ask it to, let's say, translate. You can basically prompt the AI to change the tone and voice, add, emojis, make it longer, make it shorter. So basically everything that your AI assistant is curating for you is very configurable. And so I think that is mainly, before I kind of show you what the creation process looks like,
I love
what
that.
I want folks to understand is the AI is just curating stuff automatically specific to you and your business. And that's everything from these local news stories. Like, here's a story about a massive new tower that was approved in downtown San Francisco just a couple of days ago. Here's a market report that was curated for people automatically. In this instance, you can see the template will automatically have the agent's headshot. Our design team will create all of this branding for our agent, or we can leverage whatever the agents have themselves.
Where's it pulling that information? Oh, hold on, Matt. I see Rafa. Do I need to add Rafa on here on the screen with you? Okay.
No, I think we're good for now. Thank you, Rafa.
Where's it pulling the information from for the monthly report?
Yeah, so we pull it from Redfin by default because it allows us to get access to data nationally. But if somebody has a local data source that they want us to leverage, we can plug into, like, if we've got agents in Arizona, we can pull in from Cromford. We can pull in from people's MLS data. So we connect nationally to Redfin just because it gives us the ability to have content for every.
I love that. I grab a lot of my information from Redfin, so it makes sense. I'm going to share something really quick so that, right, and then you can show me this, so that people understand. Let me go back. people understand how to use Rejig better strategically. One of the things I noticed just over the summer is combining static posts, those images you created, just news images, and then alternating and saying, well, here's a video of me talking about something local. And what's happened, I'm going to share my screen really quick.
Right.
What's happened is the ability for me to create more content because of it, because I don't have to show up all the time with video, made it a lot easier. And can you see my screen right there, Matt?
I can indeed. I love this. I saw this post. Yeah.
So this one right here, when I'm looking at this was just news that I got, right? So news that you guys can provide for me. I got it from Mortgage News Daily, which is easy, right? Because you can go to the back end of your system and do the exact same thing.
Yep.
But this one had accounts reached 31,000, right, which is pretty nice. And then you can't see it, but on the bottom right under followers, this is just a static post. It gave me 36 followers, or 30, 38. I can't even see myself. Let me see what it says. 36. And then views, because it sees it as views because I put music behind it as well. 46,906. To me, though, people started messaging me to this, and then that's, to me, important because long term, I'm mixing news that's local, national, that has to do with real estate, because I know people go here to discover news. And so you need to alternate. And this is what I love about your company.
And I think, like, just to build on that, because I know we're coming up to the end of time here, but like what I wanted to show folks too is just like how easy it is to create something automatically. So I was, before we got on this call, I love Perplexity. And, I was looking for new businesses opening in San Francisco on Perplexity.
Okay.
What I wanted to show folks is you can do all of this directly in Rejig. And so what I did is I'm doing a quick search on the new businesses opening in the last month in San Francisco. And the big news for us here is that Uniqlo is coming back. And so if I want to turn that story, and like, here's the story that the AI found, I want to turn that into a post. I just hit generate posts. And when we go back to the homepage here in a second, it will have turned that article into a story that I can then share across all of my social media profiles. And then the only other thing I wanted to say is we can also then have that story narrated and personalized in your own voice, or use your own avatar. Here's the post.
You popped the link in there, or you made the whole search through the back end of Rejig?
I did a search in Rejig. So I hit this create button. And then I did a search in here, and I just did new businesses in San Francisco. And then I did a search, and then it pulled up all of the stuff that is happening in San Francisco over the last month. And any of these stories, if I select them, it will turn it into a post for us.
Can you do me a favor? I want to search something with you. Just search something with me.
Fire away.
All right, let's go on the spot. Fed cuts rate. I want to see what it pops up.
All right.
And then I want to, because then, we're always trying to talk about this, right? Slow down in U.S. hiring. I like this. Pick whatever one you want. I want to see this.
Yeah. So the government shutdown is likely to cement additional Fed interest rate cuts. That's from the first. This is from 22 hours ago. So let's do that.
Perfect.
Fed cuts interest rates for the second time this year, just so everybody knows. The AI found this story on CBS News. This story was published about a day ago. And so what happens is when we go back to the homepage, you can see here that it turned that into a story that we can share. Fed cuts interest rates for the second time this year, puts the agent's branding on it, wrote up a summary. In a pivotal move, the Federal Reserve has cut interest rates for the second time, a decision that reflects the ongoing economic challenges. Links off to the source material. Again, the only thing the agent would need to do is decide to share this now.
From there, how do I make it into a video from here? Because I would want to do both.
So what you would do here, you would have to take this URL.
Yeah.
Copy it. Come up here. Drop it in. hit generate video, I would have this narrated in my own voice.
Yeah.
And then it's going to go do deep research on that topic and create a video. It'll probably take 2 or 3 minutes.
I'll wait with you.
Perfect.
I don't mind. I just want
I
to.
love
I
it.
want to see that because we can go a little bit over that.
Okay. Perfect.
And guys, check this out. We put up the link there. It
Yep.
says at the bottom, it's scrolling through, right? Claim your special offer, LCA. Let me go back. $250 discount, rejig.ai, lab coat agents. Check them out. Cindy, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
we have-
let me add this one too. You guys can just scan that one as we're waiting for that video because I want to see it. You know
Yep.
why I want to see it, Matt? Because it makes me more excited for what I'm building on the back end because you guys are just making this for me because I signed up. So I'm excited to see this. Christopher, yeah, man, wait till you actually use it. It is insane on the back end. It's like having your own assistant do all of the research for local news or whatever you want, right? Because I'm using this locally for me for LA, Los Angeles. And I've never really used our Tristan and Associates Instagram to do this. I just use my personal one to do national news. And just from growing that one over the last year, I'm excited to grow this one and get business from it. Erica, I see this can go to all social accounts. Can it go to our CRM for an email blast?
You can. I love. Sorry, who asked that question?
Erica.
Erica, I absolutely love that question. So yeah, think of it again. You have an AI marketing assistant. Everything that assistant curates for you, we want to make sure that you can leverage it in your newsletter so that you can drive value for your database on all of your social media profiles so that you can, again, drive value for your database and hopefully grow your audience. So your blog, etc. The only other thing I didn't talk about this, Tristan, because it's harder for me to demo.
Tell me.
The AI will also essentially automate as much as the agents want the process of publishing stuff. So
I did see that. For me personally, Cindy, thank you. Social media is on point. Tristan and is diverse. I appreciate that. Well, wait until this kicks in. I think, Matt, for me, I'm probably going to be like the person in the middle, right? Human in the middle.
Yep.
Just to make sure that I have an eye on it for like a minute, 2 minutes, and be like, let me read this through. Let me make sure. And I suggest everyone do the same thing because the way you're going to show up with Rejig, the best version of yourself online is if you just take a moment, just read through and be like, is this part of my brand? I love that it found it. Is this what I want to show up as daily to my audience? That's how I would do it personally.
Yeah, and our video is ready. We're going to go look at it here.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Show me.
Also, for everybody on the call, you'll get text message reminders with your content calendar, and you'll get email reminders with your content calendar. Like, hey, here's the 5 stories the AI has found for you. So, like, we know you're all busy on the move. We'll make it as easy for you as possible to get access to the content.
Dude, you're going to make it easier for me. I didn't know that piece.
Yeah.
I have tasks set up on ChatGPT for that. I might not need that one.
All right, so let me go back, and then I appreciate you guys letting me go over here. Let's show you a quick clip. So I just had the AI narrate this story in my voice. So this is, so remember, here's the interest rate story, and then here's the video that the AI went out and did research on and created a video from.
Okay, let's go. And by the way, I would do both.
Yes.
Right? I'd do a static and then a video.
Yep.
The Federal Reserve just trimmed its key interest rate again, yet the cut was far smaller than President Trump demanded. On October 29th, the FOMC lowered the federal funds target to 3.75 to 4%.
So you get the picture, like, and now what I would, what's that?
That's crazy. You know why? Hold on, let me go back. That's Powell's voice. It sounds like Powell's voice. I may be wrong, dude, but it sounds like Powell.
Well, and like you could also have that. So the AI created the video, wrote the script, created all of that. We could have your AI avatar narrating that automatically.
Dude, why not? So I'm always testing things out. Now that you're telling me this part, I would do all 3.
Yeah.
I'd be like the static post. I would do one like that you just showed me.
Yeah.
And then later in the day, I would have my little AI person talking and then narrating what happened. And then I would let AI decide, well, the algorithm in the socials decide which one it's going to pick up, because I'm going to go throw all three on all the platforms that allow all three.
That same story that I showed you about the Diplo 5K. Yep, in your own voice, Cindy. So like that same story that I showed you about the Diplo 5K, when we posted it on our Instagram account, it got 3,000 views, a bunch of, so it's like these things get, to your point, I think where you're really smart about this, Tristan, is just take these assets that your Rejig account has created for you and use them in multiple different places. And you can get and everything is personalized to you. It's got your brand on it. In some cases, it's got your avatar, it's got your voice, and you can use those in 3 or 4 different ways. We connect to all of the social media platforms. Cindy, there's $100 a month version, and then there's $150 a month version of the plan. The AI avatar costs more, but just reach out and we'll work something out for you. And we've got special discounts, like you get $250 discount because of what we're doing with lab code agents.
Perfect, dude. Take a look at that. And then I'm going to show one more thing, just because I wanted to just remind people. So this is the research from Pew.
I love that you're doing this.
And then then this is brand new. This is September 2025. Okay. So like a month old. We go here, and this is, to me, what I was looking for personally. Check this out. This is news consumption by social media sites. Facebook, it dipped down because of their whole problem. And then look, dude, it's going back up. That's crazy.
Yep.
YouTube steadily going up 35%. I would
say. The YouTube thing is so interesting. Like, I can tell people on the call with those YouTube shorts that we're doing, if you're posting restaurant related content on YouTube shorts on Fridays and Saturdays, it goes nuts. So like, definitely, it's really fascinating to me how people are getting there.
Dude, if you're, hold on. Now you got me thinking something. If you're in a big area like we both are, San Francisco, LA, you could literally talk about a few times a week about a new restaurant opening and let the AI take it. And then that's local, that's community driven. I love that.
I mean,
all right. Instagram, TikTok, I would say, look at these 4. These are amazing. I think that's where I would focus personally. That's exactly where we're going to focus with Tristan and Associates, the Instagram one. All four first. And any recommendations you have on this?
I think, because it can become a little overwhelming for agents. And again, the kind of framing for this was like work harder or work smarter, not harder. I think exactly. I think if agents are really good on Google Business, Facebook, Instagram,
would you,
everything that I showed you today can be published.
About that. Hold on. Can you, I know we're a little over, one more thing for me.
Yeah.
A question. Can you take me to the back end, that one that you made about Powell?
Yep.
I want to see the options of where I can share to from the bottom 100%. Of that screen.
Yeah, no problem. It's a
because question. Now you said Google Business Profile. I would definitely add everything I create to Google Business Profile. Let me add this to the stage so I can see this. All right. So I've got Facebook.
Just to kind of orient people, here's the video that was created that we looked at. Here's the caption that it wrote up in the social media post. And now to answer your question, Tristan, when I go to hit publish, automatically it goes to Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Google Business, and LinkedIn. When I have this connected up to or when you have your assistant connected to your social media sites, it'll give you the option of YouTube long or short. That would probably go to YouTube Shorts. It will give you the option for Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, or Stories. So, and the AI will make sure that that asset shows up properly wherever it gets sent to.
So it will. Oh, good, because this answers Sepper's question. If I make one video that's longer, 5 minutes, can I do that? 5-6 minutes or no?
I think the limit is, it depends on what resolution it's shot at. I would say think of this as probably better for like 3 minutes and less.
Okay, perfect. And can I ask it to shoot horizontal or versus, let me switch back. Horizontal versus vertical, or is it always going to shoot vertical?
Right now, it's all vertical.
Perfect. Well, that's what most people consume anyway. YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, TikTok, even LinkedIn. And then when you're uploading to your Google Business Profile, I can guarantee that most people here, which is most people in general, don't automatically update their Google Business Profile. And that's important. So thank you
And
for
we
that.
spend a lot of time working with our, like, part of this, by the way, is every agent that signs up with us gets 2 hours of training. We spend a lot of time with them making sure that their Google Business page is set up, that we're posting content there. We're encouraging them to put a system around soliciting testimonials. Rejig will connect to their Google Business page and take those testimonials and post them on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube automatically. So like, all of this is designed to help agents show up as well as they can online with as little work on their end as possible.
I saw that. Thanks, man. I'm excited to get started. So thank you for doing this. Any questions, anybody? You guys, I think we answered all of your questions as they were coming through. Thank you for being on. We answered that one separate. Thank you, Cindy. Cool. Yeah, I think we got everybody. Matt, anything in closing?
Love to chat with you. Appreciate the opportunity to speak with you, Tristan, and Cindy. I love that. I look forward to chatting with you.
Cindy, as you test it out, I want to know how you start using it, because the more I've been looking at the back end, remember, I'm just starting too. My assistant's right in the middle of helping me set it up as well. So as you're using it, I want to know, like, how are you using it, right? And put it up on Lab Coats too, and then I'll show people how I'm using it as well, because I'm using it locally, not nationally, which will be exciting. Matt, thank you for this. Everybody else, thanks for being on. What do we got? Love the Google Business Profile integration, and we'll definitely tell you for sure. Thank you. Love the local aspect. Yes, we're gonna have some fun, Cindy. Matt, thanks for building this out, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks for letting me chat with everybody.